7 o'clock on this Thursday, January the 22nd, a live look outside. And yes, we do have a change in the forecast here. Got some rain today. Marie will have more on that coming up. Good morning, I'm Bob DeCastro.
And I'm Roxy Carpadian. And for Jen, let's take a look at some of the stories we're covering for you this morning.
An innocent driver is killed after a high-speed police chase ends in a violent crash. We're live in Placentia with that story just ahead.
Also, a shooting during an immigration enforcement operation in South L.A. What we know about this incident and what a leaked memo says about ICE operations going forward.
And turning down the temperature on Greenland, we have a live report from Washington on the president's possible deal.
And who else got up early for Oscar nominations, huh? Well, if you didn't, I've got you covered. Hollywood has spoken. The Oscar nominations are out. I'm going to have some of the surprises, some of the mouth drop moments coming up. Maria, we've already kind of dipped into it a little bit. We're going to swim more in this Oscar pool later today.
Yeah. You're going to make that list for us too, right, Amanda?
Yes.
Thank you. Good morning to you on this Thursday. We talked about this chance for some scattered showers, and here it is. We've got some unsettled weather in the forecast finally again. Satellite radar pictures definitely picking up that line of showers, and there's some heavier cells now moving ashore. I'll zoom in and show you the details in just a few moments, but 56 degrees currently in Burbank, 57 in Santa Monica, 30 degrees currently in Big Bear, and eventually in Big Bear, 50 degrees should be the temperature this afternoon. That chance for some showers and then high elevation snow above 6,500 feet to 7,000 feet as we get into tomorrow. That snow level should drop to then by tomorrow morning. 72 in Palm Springs with that chance for some light showers as well. 66 degrees for downtown LA today. That is cooler than average. It'll be the first day that we've had an average if it reaches 68 or below if we reach that in a while. 68 for the valleys and the Inland Empire with some scattered rain along our coast. 64 degrees. I'll show you the rest of the forecast, like I said, just a bit. But first, let's head back upstairs to Stu up in Skyfox. Get another look and pan across the region. And, oh, this very busy freeway here, Stu. Are you, is that the 405 down below?
Well, Maria, you know what? That is the 405 right there, and you're actually making your way southbound. That's going to be the headlights, making your way into the Sepulveda Pass. It does look like a tough drive this morning. Look at all those headlights all the way out to the 118. Very slow and go. Give yourself extra time. It definitely is Thursday. Thursday's a great day, but it seems to be a little tough on the ride. You know what? Let's end it with a good note. Right there is going to be the 101. Now, on the bottom of the screen, that is going to be the southbound 101 coming away from the 405. Earlier on, it was pretty slow and go. Now you're getting up to freeway speeds as you make your way over to that 170, 134 split. So that did get better. But again, on that northbound 101 coming away from the Burbank area, it definitely does stay slow. You might be topping out at freeway speeds. Give yourself just a little extra time, especially in the valley this morning. Just busy. Sending it back to Roxy and Bob, and good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, we're looking at this view of Skyfox over a fire in Encino early this morning. It was at the intersection of Oxnard and Louise. The fire was apparently in a tunnel. No word on what was burning. It took firefighters just under an hour to get it under control.
More breaking news this morning. An hours-long standoff is over in North Hills.
We've got Gigi Graciette at the scene with the late breaking details. Gigi.
And just a few seconds ago, Havenhurst opened up. That's because the suspect is in custody. I'll go to that video in just a second. But UPS and FedEx, they have their facilities here, and they have all been lining the street. All the workers, everyone waiting to be able to get in. It has just reopened. So if Havenhurst is part of your morning commute, you will be able to drive it. But let me tell you, traffic is just all the way backed up to Roscoe. Now let's get to the video of that suspect being taken into custody after SWAT surrounded his Honda with armored cars. There you see him. There you see the police helicopter. This all starting at about 3:15 this morning with a traffic stop. Police noticing there was a gun in the front seat and the driver was slumped over the steering wheel. They quickly identified him. It turns out he's a known felon, not allowed to carry a gun. They gave him orders for hours to come out, but nothing would wake him up, not even tear gas being fired into his Honda. But finally, SWAT You see them pulling up there. Their armored vehicles, their canine units. They got this man out now, and he is facing a lot of felony charges this morning. Again, that suspect just taken into custody by LAPD's SWAT team. He will now be booked. Reporting live this morning in North Hills, I'm Gigi Graciette. I'll send it back to you.
All right, Gigi, thank you. So there will be no U.S. invasion of Greenland. That was the big development of the World Economic Forum in Switzerland.
President Trump has reached a tentative deal that will keep Greenland a part of Denmark. Let's turn over to Doug and discuss how this all went down. Hi there. Good morning.
Good morning. It's a weird headline to read, isn't it? There's not going to be a U.S. invasion of Greenland. But it does look like the idea of military action is completely off the table now. The president yesterday very quickly made that point, that he would not consider using force to take Greenland. And it doesn't look like there's going to be any kind of U.S. ownership of Greenland. It just kind of depends on what this deal looks like. I mean, it does sound like that the president is getting additional access for additional U.S. military installations in Greenland, but it's obviously falling well short of what he really wanted, which was outright, U.S. ownership of Greenland.
Yeah, and the UN Secretary General was speaking about this yesterday and was actually pretty complimentary of President Trump, that this was something that was absolutely necessary to keep open those sea lanes and potentially ward off any sort of incursion from Russia or from China. And we still don't know what this framework is still going to look like, right, Doug? Because there's talking about this golden dome that's going to stretch from Alaska to Greenland to potentially protect from any threats to North America.
And, even the most strident of Trump critics will acknowledge the importance of Greenland. It's becoming more important, as you mentioned, as those sea lanes are opening up. So there's a great deal of strategic weight that Greenland could potentially carry here. So, the motivation behind getting more of a U.S. toehold there, certainly makes sense. It was just a question of how it happened. And Greenland and Denmark, which oversees Greenland, seemed to be pretty accommodating in terms of saying that they were open to more U.S. military involvement there, but not outright ownership. So that appears to be kind of where we have landed. The president keeps talking about that Golden Dome, that big defense system that the president is talking about building that would involve apparently sites in Greenland as well.
And then the Board of Peace, of course, which the president launched. What does he plan to do with it? And at this point, how effective is that organization going to be with 20 member countries? But none of those countries are the big countries that I think he was hoping for.
Yeah, Araxia, when this was first put forward, this idea of a Board of Peace, it was really designed to just address rebuilding in Gaza. And now the president seems to have a much more kind of expansive vision for what this board can do. There were some who believed that ultimately he saw it as perhaps being a competitor of sorts for the United Nations, which may be. It depends, I guess, on how much buy-in you get. And thus far, there's been some buy-in, but there are still a lot of notable countries that are not part of this. So we don't know what the president eventually envisions this Board of Peace doing, but it's going to be apparently well beyond just rebuilding Gaza.
And really quickly, you've got Witkoff and Jared Kushner working on that situation with the Board of Peace and the Gaza situation. And then President Trump is talking to Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. He also has a delegation, including the Vice President and Secretary of State Rubio, talking to Putin in Russia.
So many moving parts. So you do have these talks that went on this morning between Zelensky and Trump. Both walked away saying that they were productive. President Trump, though, clearly getting frustrated with not being able to reach some kind of a peace deal. And now we have this overture to Putin as well to see if they can work some kind of a deal out. But, the fundamental calculus here really hasn't changed. And the question really remains, is there a deal that Putin would be willing to accept short of just taking over all of Ukraine?
All right.
We've been asking that same question for a while.
That's right.
And it seems like the answer is no, at least because nothing keeps developing after that question is asked. All right, Doug, thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And we're going to move on to this developing story. A pursuit ended in a deadly crash, claiming the life, unfortunately, of an innocent person, and another individual was also injured.
Mario Ramirez has been following the story all morning long. He joins us live from Placentia with the latest. Mario.
And that's right, an innocent Orange County driver killed in this violent crash at the intersection here, Madison and Bradford Avenues, just behind me. Moments ago, it was cleared as the investigation continues this morning. Let's go to the video, and you can see the wreckage here that was left behind for quite a while as the investigation got underway. We can tell you 3 vehicles left seriously damaged, and police confirmed the pursuit started in Anaheim, and it came to a deadly end here just before 8 o'clock last night. The suspect behind the wheel of a Jeep Wrangler crashing into 2 other vehicles here at the intersection, completely unrelated until that impact. 1 person killed from one of those vehicles, and a 2nd person, an innocent motorist, rushed to the hospital. The cars landing just feet away from homes in the neighborhood, and one witness telling us she was nearly hit moments before the crash.
I saw a car driving like at least 70 miles per hour, and he ran the red light, so I was able to brake in time. It must have been like less than a feet away from hitting me, closer, and I just saw the cops running behind him. It seemed like it was a pursuit, so I called 911 and it confirmed that it was a pursuit.
That suspect taken into custody by police shortly after, and authorities have yet to release details on the original call or the reason for the pursuit or how long it lasted before it ended here with that fatal impact. The California Highway Patrol leading the investigation this morning, and we're working on getting surveillance footage from nearby that may have captured exactly how this all played out, as well as more information on that innocent driver who was killed here late last night. For now, live in Placentia, I'm Mario Ramirez. Back to you.
All right, Mario, thank you. Still ahead, residents speaking out about a growing prostitution problem in their community. This is a story you'll see only on Fox 11.
Strange story. Also, multiple states preparing for a ferocious winter storm this morning, how it could impact travel across the country. Plus, Coco is at the Anaheim Convention Center this morning. Hi, Coco.
Good morning. That's right. We are at the National Association of Music Merchants. They're holding a huge show today at the Anaheim Convention Center, celebrating 125 years. We'll tell you all about it coming up.
A look at some of our top stories this morning. A landslide hits a New Zealand campground, prompting an emergency rescue operation. Look at those pictures. A landslide happened at the base of Mount Maunganui, with rubble hitting beachside Holiday Park. Search and rescue teams are searching for people buried in the rubble. So far, there are no reports of survivors being found.
Oh, no. Today is the last day of the Greater Los Angeles homeless count. All week, volunteers have been counting the number of people who are experiencing homelessness. Today, they'll be in the Antelope Valley, West LA, South LA, and the South Bay Harbor areas. The results will be released in late spring or early summer.
The LA City Council has approved the hiring of 410 LAPD officers. The $2.6 million cost for now will come from the department's own funds and not the city's general budget. However, officials do warn the $25 million annual cost starting next year remains unfunded.
As the Trump administration expands its immigration arrests across the country, a leaked internal ICE memo says that federal immigration officers have sweeping power to enter homes without a judge's warrant. In the meantime, there's been another shooting involving an ICE agent in Willowbrook. Yesterday, an agent opened fire at a man from El Salvador who was ordered to leave the country back in 2019. Agents claim he used his car to ram law enforcement during the attempted arrest. No one was struck by the gunfire following the shooting. People did gather on the scene to protest.
And new developments involving ICE operations in Minneapolis. A 5-year-old boy was detained by ICE agents and is now in the custody of Homeland Security.
All right, so let's show you this little boy. This is Liam standing with officers as his father is being arrested. DHS says that Liam's father ran away from ICE agents when they approached the father and son as they were walking home from Liam's preschool. The boys' school district released these photos, saying that 3 other children in the district have been detained by ICE agents in recent weeks as the immigration crackdown in Minnesota continues. The family's attorney admits that Liam and his father are not U.S. citizens, but said, quote, they have been following the legal process perfectly, from presenting themselves at the border to applying for asylum and waiting for the process to go through.
Yeah, the family also claims someone was there to take Liam. They begged agents to do so, and they say agents refused. For now, Liam and his father are both being held in an immigration facility in Texas.
Let's turn to this now. That powerful winter storm threatening over 35 states. Arctic temperatures could create power outages, really paralyze travel for days. The storm will arrive this weekend. South Carolina and North Carolina have declared states of emergency in preparation for the storm. Travelers with flights booked between Friday through Sunday may be eligible for refunds or waived change fees if their flight is canceled or delayed due to the winter storm.
Yeah, this is one of the strongest storms that we have seen in a while as we look at the cold conditions getting ready to overtake the better part of the country. Everyone's getting prepared, as you mentioned. Let's take a look at the graphic here, and I can show you what we're expecting as far as the icy conditions, which is very dangerous across a big part of the nation, moving through tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday into Monday. And this is why everyone preparing is going to really impact travel significantly. All of this cold air extending as far south as into the desert Southwest and into Texas, and this streams all the way through parts of the South and into the east and northeast. So yes, that cold Arctic air mass with everyone, millions and millions of people being impacted this weekend into Monday. For us, we have this sort of undynamic storm system. It's not very potent, but looking at a line of some heavier cells right now. Parts of the valley getting impacted by moderate to a little bit of a downpour here. Parts of Calabasas out towards Thousand Oaks, Sherman Oaks going to get some light showers here momentarily. Santa Clarita also getting some light to moderate rain. We're catching up with this strong line of showers right here just off the coast of the South Bay. And as we put this into motion and calculate some time frames here, within the hour or less than an hour, we should see some of the moderate to heavier rain moving into Rancho Palos Verdes, Torrance in a little over an hour. So there's going to be on again, off again shower activity throughout the day today, depending on where you are. This is all rotating around this area of low pressure that we're watching. It's a weak storm. It's going to move south and east of us through tomorrow, and then there'll be some leftover lingering 10% chance for for some showers on Saturday. Otherwise, we're really going to dry things out this weekend as high pressure will then build and dominate our weather. And we'll get back to that offshore flow weather pattern for the better part of next week. So we are anticipating drier conditions and some warmer temperatures. But until then, it will stay on the cooler side. We have a dense fog advisory, again, through parts of that 5 freeway and the Grapevine. If you're headed up to Bakersfield, the Tehachapi's, you're going to run into that and lower visibility. We also have an air quality alert right now. Bigger part of L.A., Orange County, the Inland Empire. This means that there's an air quality problem, no burn rule that's in effect right now that's banning any burning of any wood, pellets, your fireplaces. Please don't do that. All of that fine particulate matter goes into the atmosphere, and with all of that can hurt our lungs. So please refrain from doing that. There's that area of low pressure, as I mentioned, that's going to continue to give us that little unsettled weather here as we get into the end of this week tomorrow. Just a quick peek at our 7-day, 64 degrees along our coast, with it drying out this weekend into next week. I'll show you the rest when I come back. In the meantime, don't go anywhere, because we will be right back after this quick break.
Welcome back. Americans are paying more at the grocery store, and many are turning to AI to save money. The Bureau of Labor Statistics says that grocery prices are up 2.4% from last year, with coffee and ground beef seeing the biggest jump. More shoppers are turning to AI to help create budget-friendly meal plans. The most popular apps right now are called Basket and Flash Food. They use AI to find deals, compare prices, and compile that as a menu to help with food prep.
One of the biggest industry events in music, technology, and entertainment in the world is happening right here in Southern California.
Yep, Coco live at the NAMM show. I said it right?
NAMM?
I got nervous. All right, take it away. Tell us what people can expect there.
Hey there, the Anaheim Convention Center is the place to be for the next few days. We are talking about a huge show from the National Association of Music Merchants, or NAMM, and there's a lot to see, a lot to do. I am here with John now, who is the president and CEO. So tell us about why this is such a great place for people to come and experience a lot of things.
Yeah, so the NAMM show is the world's largest global music product show. There is nothing else like it anywhere in the world. This is our 50th year in Anaheim. You have brands from literally 112 countries here converging on celebrating every possible musical product you can think of. You can't miss it.
And NAMM is celebrating 125 years, right?
Yes, this is our 125th year as an association. Founded in 1901 when the instrument of the time was the piano. It was piano and sheet music, and then at a NAMM show in 1910, the talking machine came out, the old crate, and that was like the tech, that was like the AI of the day that everyone was talking about the new tech. So for 125 years, we've been launching new products, new innovations. This is a great time to celebrate all of that innovation.
Yes, a lot of innovation. And the thing that I love, too, is the fact that you have educational sessions, too, right?
Absolutely. So the key to the NAMM show, I mean, we are more than a trade show. We are a full experience for music making and music products around the world. We have, massive exhibit hall. We have education sessions for every possible segment of the industry, whether you're an audio engineer trying to learn how to mix on the latest console, or an educator learning the latest techniques in the classroom, or a retailer trying to get the latest financial information about how to run your business. It's a real important part about what we do, and then networking receptions all over. So it's just a magical experience.
And you're expecting tens of thousands of people. For people who haven't been yet but are hopefully coming this year, what is it like when you're at the NAMM show?
It is a jolt of energy. I mean, it is a burst of seeing every possible product, every booth showcasing their brand at the highest level, artists all over the place, 175 bands, networking receptions, education. And what also, you come to the NAMM show, there's an energy. People come here to level up their career and to network. And when you're at an experience like that, you come here, everyone will walk up and say, hey, what do you do? Here's what I do. Should we be collaborating? And it's a really magical, happy place where people just want to find others to make more music with.
I love that. A magical, happy place. What a great way to describe it, where you can really level up. I love that from John. Make sure to come out to the NAMM show. It is happening today, starting at 10. It runs until Saturday here at the Anaheim Convention Center. I'll send it back to you.
All right, Coco, thank you. Still ahead, will Manhattan Beach open its doors to short-term rentals for the FIFA World Cup? We'll tell you what city leaders have decided on that.
And Hollywood woke up to the Oscar nominations this morning. Amanda will be here with the films and performances everyone's talking about.
And our poll question of the day, what's your favorite part of award shows? Red carpet, opening monologue performances, the acceptance speeches? Go to foxla.com/vote. Let us know.
morning. Welcome to it. Thursday, 7:31. I'm Roxy Carpadian.
Bob DeCastro, thanks for being with us. Got a busy morning for you here, but let's send it over to Maria. She's talking weather and some rain.
Yeah, we like this, though. This is the kind of rain we don't mind so much because it's a beneficial rain, and it's kind of gentle on a scale of the storms that we have had this season thus far, so it's not so bad. Right now, we're taking a live look outside the island of Catalina, a little overcast. Some light sprinkles there starting to fall, and we're definitely seeing it from Skyfox. Stu up in with the crew flying around, getting the raindrops now on the lens. Don't be going out there to clean up that lens, Stu. We do have some heavier cells that are starting to roll in through parts of the valley, moderate to heavy occasionally, but it's quick moving. 59 degrees currently for downtown LA. The wind coming out of the north at around 5 miles an hour. Here is the breakdown in Tustin out in Orange County. As you can see, we're getting that 10-11% chance for some showers in the next hour, and it increases as we get through the day today. Later this afternoon is when we get the bulk of some of the shower activity, and then it starts to taper off a little bit this evening. Another round expected tomorrow, but lighter in nature. Redlands out towards the Inland Empire, we're looking at 43% by the time we get to 2 p.m., and then it gets between 20 to 30% as we get through the evening hours. Today's highs ranging from the chilly 62 in Ontario to just 50 in Big Bear, 68 in Woodland Hills, 63 in Long Beach and Santa Ana, to that 72 in Palm Springs. When I come back, I'll show you the 70 forecast, plus your pictures in today's TV shoutouts. But first, let's head back up to Stu in Skyfox, get another look at our traffic conditions through the raindrops. Stu, do you have a windshield wiper up there? I think you do, right? Maybe. I don't know.
We got no windshield wipers. Skyfox, windshield wiper free. I tell you, we get no love up here. But you know what? It's not vertigo because I feel fine. No, I'm joking about that. It is actually, this is rain that is hitting the ground. That's going to be the 101 down there, and that is going to be Woodland Hills. Take a look at that. When the freeway shines, take your time, Jen, wherever you are. But right now, I can tell you the traffic's really starting to build. Is it because of the rain? I'm not so sure. It's been busy all morning. Now, this is going to be in the Woodland Hills area. 101 freeway headlights are going to be technically the northbound. 101 southbound, they're clearly the opposite direction. But whatever you're doing this afternoon or morning, it's like right now when the roadways are wet, give yourself a little extra time, a little extra space, and just kind of remember, braking might not be so quick because of the roadway being wet, so keep that in mind as well. No traffic accidents, and we hope it stays that way, but definitely starting to rain out here in the Woodland Hills area. Can smell it. I love it. So sending it back to you all in the studio.
Oh, yeah, you love the smell of fresh rain, Stu.
I do too.
I know.
Yeah.
All right, Stu, thank you. We're going to get to this developing story that we've been following throughout the morning, a pursuit that ended in a deadly crash.
Let's go to Mario right now, live in Placentia with the latest. Mario.
Yeah, that's right. And a witness out here who saw this unfold says the driver was speeding through a red light here at the intersection behind me where the traffic signals are not working right now. And I'll show you why. The impact was so strong it took out this traffic pole. This is where an innocent motorist was killed last night. Take a look. The video showing the scene. This all unfolding just before 8 o'clock last night in a residential area with debris from the wreckage scattered across the intersection. Anaheim police say their officers were pursuing the driver when the chase ended in that violent collision here in Placentia. It involved 2 other sedans completely unrelated to the high-speed chase until the impact. 1 person killed while a second motorist was taken to the hospital. The suspect behind the wheel of a Jeep Wrangler taken into custody, and police haven't confirmed exactly what led to the pursuit or how long it lasted before that deadly collision. Now back out here live, take a look at this. Some of the wreckage landed right here along the sidewalk outside someone's home, and city crews have now arrived to start repairing that traffic light. For now, that's the latest here in Placentia. I'm Mario Ramirez. We'll send it back to you.
All right, Mario, thank you. Only on Fox 11, a major prostitution problem in Larchmont. Residents saying that prostitutes and their customers are having sex in cars, on sidewalks, and on benches right outside of their homes. Morning after morning, neighbors see used condoms discarded on the street. Residents have posted signs warning people of surveillance cameras, but the issue continues. People in the neighborhood, they're fed up and disgusted.
The couple were having sex right here on the bench.
On the bench, right outside your house?
Right outside the house.
All the appropriate committees are aware of it, and our elected officials, and they barely made a dent.
Councilmember Hugo Soto Martinez tells us the city launched a new cross-agency task force targeting human trafficking, and the city is working with a group that rescues trafficked women and girls and provides survivor-centered support.
Wow. The Manhattan Beach City Council rejects a proposal that would allow short-term rentals during the FIFA World Cup. This would have allowed people to rent out their homes from June 5th to July 17th, around when the World Cup matches are scheduled in L.A. The city held a forum earlier this month and asked what concerns residents had about the rental proposal, and the most commonly received answers were none or no concerns. Yet, Mayor David Lesser and 2 others voted against the proposal, noting the findings of a 2025 community survey that revealed 75% of residents plan to stay in town for the games. He said the city's responsibility is to protect them. Fox is your home for the FIFA World Cup 2026, featuring more matches on our network and this network television than ever before. Catch 69 matches airing right here on Fox 11 with an additional 35 games on FS1. Over 340 hours of pre- and post-match coverage starts on June the 11th. The USA opening match versus Paraguay will kick off the day after, played right here in LA.
Right. And from FIFA to film.
Oh, yeah.
Film.
Oh, thank you. I love the musical intro. Happy Oscar nomination day to all who celebrate. It's so exciting. It's so exciting. You get up early. It's like Christmas morning in the industry. Is the film you love nominated? Well, I'll let you know. Entertainment is sponsored by Yamava Resort and Casino. 98 years of Hollywood cheers. This morning, the Oscar nominations were announced by Danielle Brooks and Louis Pullman. And a film that rhymes with winners made history.
Begonia.
F1.
Frankenstein.
Hamnet.
Marty Supreme.
One battle after another.
The Secret Agent.
Sentimental value.
Sinners.
And Train Dreams.
Sinners led all films with 16 nominations. Talk about Sweet 16, right? Breaking the 14 nomination mark set by All About Eve, Titanic, and La La Land. That's pretty incredible.
That is incredible.
You know, and we mentioned last hour the producer of Sinners, Sevohanian, making history as the first Armenian American to be nominated for Best Picture, and then on top of that to have his film make history. So it's history upon history with getting 16 nominations. It's pretty extraordinary.
Wow.
It's incredible.
That's
Congratulations.
Career high for sure. Congratulations for sure. But you can't have a Best Picture without a Best Director. Here are the noms.
Chloe Zhao, Hamnet. Josh Safdie, Marty Supreme. Paul Thomas Anderson, One Battle After Another. Joachim Trier, Sentimental Value. And Ryan Coogler, Sinners.
Very exciting. Also, you know, as a woman, happy to see a woman in that category. They're few and far between in the directing category, so we'll take it. Chloe, congratulations to you being the only, I mean, listen, she's the only lady in the category. So.
Yeah,
And yes, Sandra, that's right. But I was a fan of Chloe for a very long time with Nomadland.
Oh, yeah.
With Frances McDormand. Last hour, we featured the Best Actor and Actress nominations, and now we're going to shine a spotlight on the Best Supporting nominations.
Benicio del Toro in One Battle After Another. Jacob Elordi in Frankenstein. Delroy Lindo in Sinners. Sean Penn, One Battle After Another. And Stellan Skarsgård in Sentimental Value.
It's a good category.
Yeah,
I love my Benicio, but I do love Jacob Elordi and Frankenstein. I know you watched that.
Yeah, I thought it exceeded my expectations. I thought, oh, how could they redo this movie or do this movie? And really was great.
You'll never think of Frankenstein the same after watching GDT's version of it.
He did such a great job.
Guillermo del Toro, yes. I want to say, Cassandra is in the building as well, and her mic was not on. Chloe Zhao, an Asian director, so I want to give credit to, and the only Asian in that category as well. So representation.
There's very few, right, of Asian Americans or Asians really represented in Hollywood. So give her flowers, at least for today.
A total bouquet per way from all of us. Yes, absolutely. Speaking of the ladies and flowers, let's give the supporting actress nominations some flowers.
Elle Fanning in Sentimental Value. Inga Eve's daughter, Lilos, in Sentimental Value. Amy Madigan in Weapons. Wunmi Masaku in Sinners. And Tiana Taylor in One Battle.
What a tough category. You know, it really, I think, comes down to Tiana and Amy. Weapons and One Battle After Another. So I don't know who's going to win that one because it's kind of split on the awards shows so far with them.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But this is exciting. For the first time in 25 years, this year the Oscars added a new category, Best Casting, giving flowers to all the casting directors out there. So which films made history by getting the first ever nominations for casting?
Casting. Hamnet. Marty Supreme. One Battle After Another. The Secret Agent. And Sinners.
Another incredible category. If I had to predict now, it's going to be most likely Sinners. I think their biggest competition would be One Battle After Another. This is a really exciting year for films all around. I know that some of you have seen some of the films, some of you haven't. It's a very big year for Brazil with Secret Agent. Wagner Moura getting that nomination, winning the Globe. So, and they also won the Critics' Choice Award. So that could be the surprise win this year. Big for Brazil, but
it's a fun time of the year because a lot of these movies come out late or later in the season, and then we see all the movies that are nominated, and we all race to see them before the actual awards ceremony takes place.
If you're watching and you're saying, I haven't heard or seen any of these movies, I got you. Make sure you watch Frankenstein right now, streaming on Netflix. A very good film. Bob's watched that. You can co-sign that.
Great.
Sinners, streaming right now on HBO Max. One Battle After Another, also on HBO Max. And Marty Supreme in theaters right now. Those are the ones I say you've got to see right now.
You have like 6 weeks to do it.
Yeah.
Roughly.
Yeah. Those would be my top 4.
Okay.
Fun times. All right, let's go to Stu with the check of traffic. Stu, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Bob. Good morning, everybody. This traffic report brought to us by Jacoby & Myers Injury Lawyers. Taking a look at that 405 drive. It's going to be tough. We're in the Brentwood area. I'm sorry, Bel Air. Those tail lights, that's going to be southbound on the 405 freeway, just cresting over the Mulholland area. And Sepulveda Boulevard. Let's do a quick one on that because a lot of people are like, oh, I'll just take Sepulveda. It'll be a little bit faster. I don't think so. Today, Sepulveda also kind of slow and backed up. No traffic accidents, just really high volume. Give yourself a little extra time. Once you pass Sunset Boulevard on that southbound ride, does open up, get better. Northbound 405, oh, look at that. Moving along super well. Let's take a look at some traffic hotspots.
After a car accident, beware of insurance companies bearing small checks. You may feel pressured to settle too soon and for too little money. Choose Jacoby & Myers. We've turned low insurance offers into big settlements. Jacoby & Myers, because everyone deserves justice.
A look at some of our top stories this morning. San Francisco Giants star outfielder Jung-Hoo Lee has been released after he was briefly detained at LAX. Representatives from Nancy Pelosi's office says he was detained by Customs and Border Patrol at the airport after forgetting some of his documents in his native South Korea. Lee has been released from custody and is free to continue his travel. Hundreds of people are lining up to pay their final farewells to fashion designer Valentino Garavani. He's lying in state at his foundation in Rome before his funeral on Friday. Valentino died Monday at the age of 93. The Federal Trade Commission says it will appeal a judge's decision to side with Meta on its antitrust lawsuit. The FTC alleges that the tech giant illegally maintained a monopoly after buying Instagram and WhatsApp. Meta has argued against that, claiming it is still facing major competition from TikTok and YouTube. If an appeal is successful, Meta could be forced to reverse its acquisition of Instagram and WhatsApp. MGM Resorts is going green on the Las Vegas Strip, the company announcing it's now using solar energy to power daytime electricity at its resorts. MGM CEO says the goal is to run entirely on renewable energy in the U.S. by 2030. Back in September, it signed a 25-year deal with Escape Solar, securing 115 megawatts of solar power and 400 megawatts of battery storage. This is a big step towards sustainability for the hospitality giant. Happening today, 3 candidates running for governor of California will face off in a debate. Former Secretary of Health and Human Services, Javier Becerra, and former L.A. Mayor Antonio Villaraigosa. Also, former California State Controller Betty Yee will participate. The candidates will tackle immigration, the economy, and democracy at L.A. Trade Technical College. This will stream on Univision 34 platforms and re-air January the 25th on KMEX. The forum is part of the United We Stand Summit. Fox 11 is co-hosting a gubernatorial debate. We are teaming up with our Bay Area sister station, KTVU, and the Black Action Alliance to host the race for California governor. It's scheduled for Tuesday, February the 3rd in San Francisco. Watch it live on Fox 11 from 5:30 to 8 or stream it on the Fox Local app. Fox 11's Marla Tellez will serve as one of the 3 moderators. We do want to hear from you. Scan that QR code on the screen to submit a question for any of the candidates. For more information on the debate, just go online to our website, foxla.com. Meantime, the Rams, they're busy prepping for the NFC Championship game this Sunday in Seattle. It is going to be a massive challenge. Sandra here has the latest.
Hey, but they're up for the challenge, right, Bob? This is what's going to happen. It's going to be a showdown. The Seahawks had the best record of any team in the conference this year and only lost 1 game on their home field. So that's the bad news as the Ram faces them. But the good news for the Rams, they went into an unfriendly, frigid atmosphere in Chicago last week and came out on top. They came away with an overtime win. Quarterback Matthew Stafford is coming off the best regular season of his career and not likely to be rattled by the notoriously loud crowd in Seattle. The 2 teams split their season series this year, playing 2 incredibly close games that came down to the final play. So we may be in for an all-time classic on Sunday.
You got to be ready to just be totally present, lock in, and have the competitive stamina to be able to do right a little bit longer. That's consistent with every game, but obviously the stakes are higher and the opponent is really special. And so, you know, it's always about us first and foremost, but we know what it's going to take, you know, to be able to try to deliver in a, you know, hostile environment against a team that's as complete as there is in this league.
We got to go out there and play like we always do, right? Try to play fast, try to play physical, play aggressive, and we got to go execute. That's what it's going to take. You're going up against a great defense, you know, in their home environment where it's really difficult to play, and we've done it, you know, a couple times already this year. Played these guys, and I'm sure they'll have something different for us, like it always is the case. But how do we adapt? How do we continue to execute and play at a high level, and you know, go out there and see what happens?
Let me translate all that for you. The confidence is high, and they are saying, bring it on. All right, you can catch the game this Sunday right here on Fox 11. Tune in to our pre-show, pre-game, live from Lumen Field at 2:30, and then keep it locked in because we'll be back right after the game with a special edition of Sports Wrap right from the field.
Lock it in, everyone.
That's right. They're going to be locked in here, okay? And one positive sign, though, I have to say for the Rams fans, Coach Sean McVay has never lost when facing a team for the third time in a season, so hopefully he has the right stuff and the right game plan for Sunday. He is one that can adjust, which we saw in Chicago. So if any coach can do it, he has the magic
sauce. And if
sauce.
any quarterback can do it, Matthew Stafford can do it. You're just talking stats, though, but Seattle has never lost a championship game at home. Like they're undefeated.
Until Sunday.
I'm just saying it is going to be a battle.
I know it is.
Because you have one of the best offensive teams in the league and one of the best defensive teams in the league. So it's just going to be a nail biter.
It's going to be a great game.
Yeah, it's going to be a really good game.
It's going to be really
Go
exciting.
Rams.
Maybe not as exciting as the Chicago game in terms of the weather because it was snowing and it was so cold. Do you remember? In Seattle, I think it's going to be around 45 degrees with the start of the game, and not quite as warm as here, perhaps, is what they're used to, but at least a little more comfortable than Chicago's weather. So we'll wait and see what happens. Good Day LA weather right now brought to you by My Home Sold, and we do have some weather here to talk about today. We've got some showers, which I will go over how much and for how long it will be with us coming up in just a few moments. Across the nation, speaking of Seattle, 40 degrees there will be the high temperature today. Look at the upper Midwest, the northern plains. We're talking about some really dangerously cold weather for millions of people this weekend. Beginning today, tonight, we're going to dip down to around 20 degrees below zero for a lot of these areas in the northern plains. Look at the future forecast for the snow and the ice. This is really going to be the big problem. Dangerous travel conditions through the weekend and into Monday as the cold air mass extends all the way to the south, even parts of the desert southwest and into South Texas with some really cold temperatures, and of course through the south and into the east and northeast. Here at home, we're just watching this area of low pressure spinning just offshore and is bringing up some of that moisture from the southwest. Some light to moderate rainfall right now picking up by the radar. So don't be surprised or get caught off guard if you run into some of the on-again, off-again shower activity we're expecting later today as well. Into tomorrow, that low is going to move to our south and east, so still some instability tomorrow. Maybe even a 10% leftover chance for some showers early Saturday morning before it really clears out for the remainder of the weekend into next week. I thought maybe next week, Wednesday, Thursday, we were going to get another shot of some rain, but it does fall apart here according to the models with all the moisture staying toward north, which is good because we could be getting some more snow up into the Sierra Nevada and our snowpack. As we fast forward to the end of the month and the 1st of February, we may tap into this storm system. So we'll wait and see what happens with Mother Nature. I'll keep you posted as we get closer, of course. In the meantime, how much rain? Maybe a 1/10 to a 1/4 of an inch today through early Saturday morning. 6/100th possible for downtown LA, maybe a 1/10 or more for Santa Monica, a 1/3 of an inch possible in Corona. So that's the kind of beneficial rain we're expecting over the next couple of days. 64 degrees along our coastline. Look at how it dries out on Sunday into next week. Maybe even Saturday, actually. 66 for downtown LA today with the scattered showers in the forecast. Getting back to the low 70s by next week. Valleys, Inland Empire, 68, low chilly. Grab that hoodie and the umbrella just in case you're out and about. Maybe you will get caught in some of that moderate rainfall. 50 degrees up into the mountains, and Big Bear eventually getting some snow early tomorrow morning up above 6,500, 7,000 feet. So we could get maybe 2 to 3 inches of snow. 61 degrees in the high desert areas to the Palm Springs area out in the low desert. 72 today, mostly cloudy with that 10% chance for showers through tomorrow, and then we'll dry out just in time for next week. All right, let's do some TV shout outs before you walk out the door. Let's see who we got here. Oh, Jonah, you are a snowboarder. I love it. Happy 11th birthday to you. We love you and are so proud of you, says your mom and your dad. And this cutie pie here, Amura Wendy. Happy birthday to you, your mama, your daddy, your brothers and sisters. Love you so much. You're so cute. Keep those pictures coming. All you have to do is email them to us at tvshoutouts@fox.com. tvshoutouts@fox.com. Don't forget to attach the photo. All right, I will toss it back to you guys.
All right, Maria, thank you. Still ahead, a Rams fan making custom headgear to celebrate her favorite team. We'll show you how she makes these bedazzled horns. And a new study finds the worst places to drive in America. We will tell you where California ranks. And that's Boyle Heights there. Yeah, traffic's always terrible in that area. The 5 freeway, not my favorite. Do you like the 5 freeway?
I don't like any freeway.
I mean, if you had to pick a favorite, pick one.
Oh, the 110.
O'clock on this Thursday, January the 22nd. Thanks for being with us. I'm Bobby Castro.
And I'm Roxy Carabadian. Let's take a look at some of those stories we're covering for you this morning.
An innocent Orange County driver is killed after a high-speed police chase ends in a violent crash in Placentia. We're live with the latest on the investigation coming up.
And new development overseas at the World Economic Forum. Governor Newsome takes his turn on the global stage while President Trump claims he's reached a deal on Greenland.
Hollywood has spoken, or at least the Academy has. The Oscar nominations are out, and Amanda is here with the surprises and the snubs. First, let's get to Maria with a check of the weather. Good morning.
You should not be surprised by the weather this morning. If you're just about to walk out the door and you go, it's raining outside. Maybe you're in the the valley. I told you this was going to happen. Looking at our satellite and radar pictures right now, it's active, especially here. Parts of Calabasas this morning. We've been getting some steady showers, moderate to occasionally a little bit heavier here off the 118, parts of the 5 freeway heading up into Santa Clarita. We've got a line of showers. Also just moving into parts of the South Bay. I pointed this out earlier when it was well offshore. Light showers over Catalina, Long Beach getting some rain now. And then I'm watching this line just off the coast of Orange County. So that'll probably move inland in the next half an hour or so. Temperatures right now ranging from 45 in Palmdale, 54 in Pasadena, 59 in Santa Ana, 34 in Big Bear to 54 in Palm Springs. Highs this afternoon will definitely be down because of the clouds and the onshore flow and the rain. Anywhere from 50 degrees eventually up into Big Bear later today. 61 in the high desert areas to that 72 in Palm Springs, where even in the Coachella Valley, there's about a 10 to 20% chance for some showers. Out towards the coast, 30% chance for showers. Downtown LA around 66 to that 68 for the valleys and the Inland Empire. I'll share the rest of my forecast in just a couple minutes, but first let's go back up to Stu. He's flying up in Skyfox, looking at our traffic conditions out there. And okay, this part of the freeway doesn't look too wet, but it's definitely busy. Stu, what's going on?
Hey, good morning, Maria. Yeah, now the rain hasn't made it over here. We're over by Los Feliz and Elysian Park. That's the 5 drive. And actually, as far as the 5 drive goes at this time of the day, the southbound moving along, I'm going to say, well, yeah, there's a lot of traffic and definitely going to give you, it's not going to be freeway speeds, but if it's your ride, you know what I mean. It is definitely moving, and it's moving well from the 134 out to the 110. If you're doing the northbound ride on that 5, same thing through the backside here, it actually is looking pretty good. Now, it's slow right here, but as you make your way closer up to the 134, it actually is starting to move, and it does open up. And as you get into Burbank, woo, it is wide open, and you might actually get faster than freeway speeds. I know you won't, but definitely hazy out here this morning and definitely raining in the valley. Keep that in mind when you start hitting the road. Sending it back to y'all in the studio.
Yep.
Good morning.
Rain, rain, rain. Good morning, Stu. Firefighters are trying to knock down a stubborn fire now burning underground in Encino.
That's right. Let's go to Gigi right now. She's live on the scene. Gigi.
And quite the firefight for LA City firefighters here in Encino. Good morning, everyone. We're on Oxnard and Lasagne Avenue, right near the baseball fields, close to the park, if you're familiar with the area. And underneath this sort of tunnel that comes from the wash and runs underneath the parking lot of the baseball field, that is where the fire started. Now, firefighters don't know how the fire started, but it's possibly a warming fire at a homeless encampment that got out of control. The fire breaking out at about 5:40 this morning, and Skyfox was above it as LA City firefighters fought the flames. It was absolutely raging and very challenging because, again, it's burning inside a tunnel that runs underneath the parking lot of the baseball fields here. And let me tell you, that is a big concern this morning because firefighters have told the league president and those who run the fields that they can't evaluate the structural integrity of the parking lot just yet until this fire is out. An assessment will have to be done, and for now, no cars will be allowed there. Now, if you live anywhere in Van Nuys, Sherman Oaks, Encino, you may be smelling what is the fire. It's actually something called creosote. It's dark brown oil that's distilled from coal tar. It's used as a wood preservative, and the wooden beams used to support the parking lot, well, they're soaked in creosote, and that is that horrible petroleum-like smell that you may be noticing in the air. We were about 5 miles away and could clearly smell the fire. There is very little smoke just over this area and the park. Bringing it back here live, you are looking live at firefighters continuing to put water on it. I'm going to ask photographer Tony Butita if he could turn around and come over carefully because there's a lot of hoses over here and water. This is the firefighting latest tool, the latest gadget they've got, and it is absolutely amazing. It's the remote suppression unit. In a nutshell, it is a robot, and it will be able to spray both water and foam. So right now they're waiting for an excavator. The excavator is going to lower the robot into the wash on the other side of this fence, and then the robot's going to go underneath that tunnel and get foam and more water in the areas that firefighters simply cannot reach. So quite the operation here. Oxnard is closed down, Lisane, so you'll want to avoid the area. I'm Gigi Graciette. That smell is just so thick. You're probably smelling it if you're here in the valley. It is just overpowering.
That new equipment,
you can really smell it. Anyway.
That new equipment, Gigi, is pretty cool. Almost looks like a tank, right? And then you protect firefighters at the same time so they don't have to get to those places and put firefighters at risk. And at the same time, I imagine it could carry those hoses a great distance.
It is absolutely amazing. You're actually looking at the unit that sprays out both water and that foam that will help control the fire. Officially, it's called the Thermite RS3. They call it the RS3. LA City Fire does. And again, they're just waiting for something, an excavator that will be able to lower it into the wash, get it into the tunnel, because it's simply too dangerous, too dark, and firefighters don't know what is deep underneath that tunnel. So this will keep our firefighters safe.
And probably since that timber is oil soaked, they'll probably have to use some of that foam to fight this fire. All right, Gigi, we'll check in. Thank you so much.
Exactly.
What a great resource.
Yeah.
All right, now to this developing story. Pursuit ended in a deadly crash.
Mario's live in Placentia with the latest there. Mario.
Good morning. That's right. It all happened here at Madison and Bradford Avenues right next to Valencia High School. This is where the driver who was fleeing from police slammed into two other cars, and that impact also leaving behind a trail of destruction. You can see these city contractors. They're out here repairing a light pole, a traffic pole that was taken out in the crash. Let's go to the video here from the scene showing the aftermath of that major impact. Debris scattered across the road, 3 vehicles left seriously damaged. Police confirmed this morning the pursuit that started in Anaheim came to a deadly end just before 8 o'clock last night. The suspect behind the wheel of a Jeep Wrangler crashed into 2 other vehicles here at the intersection, completely unrelated until the impact. 1 person was killed from one of those vehicles. A second motorist rushed to the hospital. The cars landing just feet away from homes in this neighborhood. One witness, meanwhile, says she was nearly hit moments before the crash.
I saw a car driving like at least 70 miles per hour, and he ran the red light, so I was able to brake in time. It must have been like less than a feet away from hitting me, if closer, and I just saw the cops running behind him. It seemed like it was a pursuit, so I called 911 and it confirmed that it was a pursuit.
And we saw that suspect being taken into police custody shortly after the crash. They haven't released any details on the original call or the reason for the pursuit or exactly how long it lasted, but we're awaiting an update on that. Now, we can tell you back out here live, some of the wreckage there, you can see some of the oil spots landing right near in front of someone's home there. We can tell you that the victim, the innocent driver who was killed here, has yet to be identified. We'll have updates here on Good Day LA. For now, that's the latest. In Placentia this morning, I'm Mario Ramirez. Back to you.
All right, Mario, thank you. Still ahead, a shooting during an immigration enforcement operation in South LA. What we know about that incident and what a leaked memo says about ICE operations going forward.
And a new study finds the worst places to drive in America. Will tell you where California ranks. Let's take a look at some of the top stories we're covering for you. The time is 8:13. A Glendale firefighter in jail this morning for allegedly murdering his wife. Police say 45-year-old Andrew Jimenez was arrested after his wife, Myra Jimenez, was found bludgeoned to death in their North Hollywood home. The New York Post reports Jimenez had just learned that his wife was allegedly having an affair after he read her diary.
Today is the last day of the Greater Los Angeles homeless count. All week, volunteers have been counting the number of people experiencing homelessness. Today, they'll be in the Antelope Valley, West LA, South LA, and the South Bay Harbor areas. The results will be released late spring or early summer.
The LA City Council has approved the hiring of 410 LAPD officers. The $2.6 million cost for now will come from the department's own funds, not the city's general budget. However, officials warn the $25 million annual cost starting next year remains unfunded. As the Trump administration expands its immigration arrests across the country, a leaked internal ICE memo says that federal immigration officers have sweeping power to enter homes without a judge's warrant. In the meantime, there's been another shooting involving an ICE agent in Willowbrook. Yesterday, an agent opened fire at a man from El Salvador who was ordered to leave the country back in 2019. Agents claim that he used his car to ram law enforcement during the attempted arrest. No one was struck by the gunfire following the shooting, though people did gather at the scene to protest.
President Trump says he has worked out a framework for a deal on Greenland with NATO's Secretary General that includes security and mineral rights. He's been speaking with European leaders at the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland. During his speech yesterday, he ruled out using military force to acquire Greenland from NATO ally Denmark. He also backed away from his threat to impose tariffs on NATO members that oppose the takeover, opting for diplomacy instead. Very few details about the potential deal on Greenland have been released.
It's a long-term deal. It's the ultimate long-term deal. And I think it puts everybody in a really good position.
The president says additional discussions between the U.S., Denmark, and Greenland are being held to help address Arctic security. NATO is also working alongside other countries to help come to terms on this deal.
The president also called out Governor Gavin Newsom during his speech.
Newsom firing back. Sandra is here with the latest on the ongoing feud.
Hi there. Yes, good morning. Governor Gavin Newsom traveled to Switzerland to attend the forum and give his own speech, but he claims the Trump administration wouldn't let him take the podium.
They made sure it was canceled. And that's what's happening in the United States of America. Freedom of expression, freedom of assembly, freedom of speech. It's America in reverse. So is it surprising the Trump administration didn't like my commentary and wanted to make sure that I was not allowed to speak? No. It's consistent with this administration and their authoritarian tendencies.
Newsom continued his attack on President Trump, saying his foreign policy is destroying 80 years of alliances that took decades to build.
Everything you heard yesterday was BS, and it's impacted by these policies of tariffs that are impacting ranchers and farmers and small business folks. A major tax that they celebrate, collecting, which is ironic from the Republican Party. And the third leg of the stool is a massive tax cut away from the wealthy and the privileged, taxing now the burden on small businesses and working folks.
It was no surprise to see Newsom at the forum attacking the president as he continues to raise his national profile in anticipation of an expected White House run in 2028. The White House, though, denies blocking Newsom's speech in Davos, but a spokesperson did criticize the governor for attending the summit of global leaders, saying he should focus on problems in California, like homelessness, wildfires, and budgets. Araxia.
Yeah, someone argue that California is the fourth largest economy in the world, so it does have, impact on world events.
Yeah.
All right, let's send it over to Maria.
Thank you, Sandra.
Thank you, Sandra.
All right, let's talk about this because this is exciting. We haven't seen rain in Southern California now since the 4th of January, so it's been a few weeks. And we are welcoming this line of showers that's moving across parts of LA County, out towards the valley and into Santa Clarita. So we're getting some light to moderate rainfall at the moment. Again, it's very scattered in nature. This is part of an area of low pressure that I'm watching. It's not very dynamic. It's a weaker storm. And as it continues its trek to the south and to the east of us, it will give us this unstable weather or unsettled weather through tomorrow. And there's a chance that we could be seeing some leftover instability as we look at the backside of this area of low pressure on Saturday morning. Otherwise, high pressure really will build behind it. That is going to give us another drying, warming trend by the time we get to the latter part of the weekend into next week. In the meantime, again, pockets of on and off again showers today with some minor road issues, maybe some isolated rock slides. So just be wary of that. And there is an air quality alert. Other than that, no other advisories in effect. High pressure will give us that offshore flow again as we get into Sunday and Monday, Tuesday of next week. Here's your day planner for Anaheim. So we've got the on again, off again showers. So we've got the showers at 9 a.m., temperatures in the 50s, and then maybe a little break here and there before another round of some showers this afternoon. That's really going to be the pattern and the case for most of us today. Big Bear, largely free of those showers right now. Temperatures in the 40s, but we are anticipating some rain there, light rain, and then perhaps some snow, 1 to 2, even 3 inches possible as that snow level drops a little bit as we get into tomorrow. Riverside, 53 degrees, the sun trying to peek through the cloud cover there this hour, and then looking at some shower chances increasing by 1 p.m. today into the evening. And Thousand Oaks out towards Ventura County, some mostly cloudy skies right now, staying mostly dry, maybe some light sprinkles out there in Thousand Oaks. But that chance for showers will continue. Laguna Beach, similar conditions with temperatures into the low 60s later today. All right, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this quick break. Welcome back. Latest in music and instruments on display in Anaheim right now.
It's all about NAMM, a huge show there, and Coco is live with a closer look. Good morning.
Hey there, NAMM really is a huge show. We're talking about all kinds of products, even global products, including Strandberg Guitars. Here I am now with Ola, who is the founder. I love these guitars. So they're so cool. Tell us about how they're so unique in the design.
Yeah, you know, I was kind of struggling from burnout in the IT industry, and this just started as a distraction and a hobby for me. And my vision was to create an ergonomic guitar that I would want to play, because that wasn't unique in itself, but they would usually look pretty outlandish. And yeah, I just want to do something for me. And yeah, it snowballed. It happened to come at a time where musicians started playing things that put new demands on the instrument, and the music they played was so complicated that the audience was all musicians, and the whole concept went kind of viral.
And I can tell why, if you can show us around this guitar too.
Yeah, sure. So a big part of ergonomics is the weight of the instrument, and if I try to make a lightweight guitar with a light body and a conventional headstock, it will become neck heavy. So making it headless gives it better balance, and we can still make it very lightweight. And then the next big thing is the way that we shape the body. So if you're sitting down in a chair, you can vary the playing position. And if you have a very long practice session, you can do that in several different ways. And also it doesn't interfere with the armrests of a conventional chair. And a lot of the modern musicians, they create their music in front of a desk. And then a very big thing is our patented EndurNeck, which is looks very strange to a player when they start, when they just look at it, but when you play, it feels completely natural, and it truly helps a lot of players with, you know, repetitive stress injuries to get back to playing, and it helps people just to practice more and become better musicians. Yeah, there are things going on, like the multi-scale that it follows this kind of natural windshield wiper motion you do with your arm.
Right.
So, yeah, it's a complete package for the modern musician.
Definitely a complete package, and I love the pink. So many different colors to choose from. I am here with Johan now. So if you can talk about how you've been part of the NAMM show now for a few years.
Yeah, so we've been here quite a few years now, and we started off just having a small table with a couple of guitars, and grew into this where we have over 30 guitars on display. And yeah, we've seen significant growth globally during the last years, and I think it shows where sort of the industry is developing, and a very interesting part of that development where people tend to value comfort as they sit more in front of the computer, just practicing more guitar basically, and start to value comfort as balance and weight as they did with tone woods and pickups. So yeah, we're in that sweet spot.
I love that. A sweet spot for sure. Well, thank you so much, Johan. Thank you so much, Ola, as well, for speaking with us. If you come to the NAMM show, make sure to check out this booth. It is so cool. There's a whole nother side as well with even more guitars. So this show kicks off at 10 o'clock today, runs until Saturday. I'll send it back to you.
They're like works of art, Coco. Are you a musical person, by the way?
They are works of art. So I have never played an instrument. I did do like piano lessons, but I love music though. So I think these are super cool. And I'm going to be honest, the pink guitars, I try to play. I might have to take some lessons.
That has your name on it.
It does. Oh my gosh, just for that reason alone.
Thank you, Coco. Still ahead, Brooke is with a Rams super fan this morning.
Hey there, so I am going to introduce you to a local family. They are huge Rams fans, and I'm going to show you what they're doing that really you're going to fall in love with, okay? And you're going to want one of these. I told you, huge Rams fans. Look at them, just hanging out. This is how they hang out in the house, y'all.
Thanks for sticking with us. 8:30 on this Thursday. Busy morning. We've had.
Oh no, I've worked with you for almost a decade. I don't even think I know your karaoke song.
Oh, do you have one?
Bon Jovi, maybe.
Oh, okay. Living
on a bread. Yeah.
I think
I'm not going to sing some serious aria. I mean, like.
You have to have a serious, good voice to sing, like Endless Love, or, you know, those, like,
right.
I'll do, like, Sweet Child of Mine.
Right.
Great. With someone else. With someone else.
Yeah, you need your Axl and your Flash. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I'll do, like, The Love Shack.
Neil Diamond?
Yeah.
Sweet Caroline? Of course.
What's yours?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. Lou Cantrell, Buck Wild, and Pat Benatar, Love is a Battlefield.
Oh, of course. There you go.
Wow. Just off the top of your head.
Just off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are some hard songs to sing.
Yeah, they are. Well, she has a voice too.
Thank you.
It's okay. I have a rule. Everyone has to be drinking while I sing.
Yes.
That's how it goes. Okay.
And preferably in another room.
Drinking in a different.
How did we get to karaoke? I don't know.
Heartache to heartache, we stand.
Okay, you sing. Turn their mics down though, because I'm going to talk about the weather. This is usually what happens while I'm walking to the green screen. They get together and then they, talk, gossip, talk, and then I'll do a little weather. So let's talk about this. The line of showers that's moving inland right now, and this is really speaks to the forecast that I was talking about all week, telling you about these light scattered showers throughout and on again, off again. Shower activity, and this is what's happening. You can see it's not really widespread, is it? So depending on where you are this morning, you're either going to be just under cloudy skies, or you're going to get a little downpour on you. Right there in Long Beach right now, we're seeing some of the more moderate to heavy rainfall. This is all associated with a weak area of low pressure that is spinning just offshore. So it's not a very dynamic system, but it's enough to bring us that beneficial rain through tomorrow and even early Saturday, some leftover instability. Otherwise, an area of high pressure will build back behind it. That will give us a drier, mild weekend and slightly warmer temperatures as we get into next week. So that's something to look forward to. But we like the rain. We could use a little bit more since we haven't had any for over 2 weeks. All right, let's check in on traffic. We've got Samada back in studio with a look at our freeways. Hey, Samada. Yeah, there's some wet roads out there. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Good morning, Maria. Good morning, everyone. You want to make sure you give yourself a lot of extra time on your drive due to the fact that, yes, rain is coming down as Maria and I have been tracking this latest system, and it continues to be a little damp across portions of the 405, but we do have this collision northbound 110 at Sepulveda Boulevard. 2 vehicles collided here, taking away at least 2 middle lanes, and taking a live Caltrans camera look. It's going to be both directions, eastbound side, westbound side of the 91 at the Madison area, or Madison Street, through Riverside. We were talking about the fog as well. So you got fog, you got rain. You want to make sure you take it easy out there. Back to you, too.
All right, Samana, thank you. New this morning, Vice President J.D. Vance will soon be on his way to Minneapolis. He is scheduled to lead a roundtable with local leaders later today. The White House says his visit will focus on, quote, restoring law and order. This comes as Attorney General Pam Bondi announces authorities have arrested a woman who led an anti-ICE protests at a Minnesota church. The Trump administration says Vance will be discussing hostility ICE agents have been met with while acting in Minnesota. Now to this story. This one is tugging on people's heartstrings.
Yeah, we're talking about a 5-year-old boy in Minneapolis who was seen with ICE agents and is now in custody of Homeland Security. So here's this image. This is Liam standing with officers as his father is being arrested. DHS saying that Liam's father ran away from ICE agents when they approached the father and son as they were walking home from Liam's preschool. The boys' school district did release these photos, saying that 3 other children in the district have been detained by ICE agents in recent weeks as the immigration crackdown in Minnesota continues.
So the family's attorney admits Liam and his father are not U.S. citizens, but said, quote, they have been following the legal process perfectly, from presenting themselves at the border to applying for asylum and then waiting for the process to go through.
The family also claims that someone was there to take Liam and begged ICE agents to do so, but they refused. So for now, Liam and his father are being held in an immigration facility in Texas.
Only on Fox 11, a major prostitution problem in Larchmont. Residents say prostitutes and their customers are having sex in cars, on sidewalks, and benches right outside of homes. Morning after morning, neighbors say they see used condoms discarded on the street. Residents have posted signs warning people of surveillance cameras but the issue persists. People in the neighborhood are fed up and grossed out.
A couple were having sex right here on the bench.
On the bench, right outside your house?
Right outside the house.
All the appropriate committees are aware of it, and our elected officials, and they barely made a dent.
Councilmember Hugo Soto-Martinez tells Fox 11 the city is launching a new cross-agency task force targeting human trafficking. The city is also working with a group that rescues trafficked women and girls and provides survivor-centered support.
Today is the last day of the Greater Los Angeles Homeless Count. All week, volunteers have been counting the number of people who are experiencing homelessness, and today they will be in Antelope Valley, West LA, South LA, and the South Bay Harbor areas. The data helps us understand the scope and nature of homelessness in Los Angeles County. The information will be used to deliver services where they are needed most. The results will be released in late spring or early summer.
Good news for California. The state has crushed its clean car goals. This morning, Governor Gavin Newsom told leaders at the World Economic Forum in Switzerland that California surpassed 2.5 million new zero-emission vehicle sales in the fourth quarter of 2025. It easily exceeds the state's goal of 1.5 million zero-emission vehicles on the road by now. The governor says the milestone shows California has stable climate policy that global investors can trust, despite the uncertainty of the Trump administration.
Some good news here. Well, maybe not so good news. A new study finds the worst places to drive in America, and California has ranked as one of the worst. Are we surprised? Look at that.
I'm surprised that Vermont is one.
Wallet Hub has found, yes, Vermont is the best state.
Oh, the best.
Yes, for drivers, thanks to low car insurance rates, well-maintained roads, safe driving conditions. Okay. California, there you go, coming in at 47th. Meanwhile, Hawaii ranked last with high costs and poor infrastructure, making it the toughest state for drivers. The average American lost nearly $900 in 49 hours due to traffic last year. LA drivers lost 87 hours due to traffic, most of the 10th worst driving city in the world. So LA
is near the bottom. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought for a second Vermont was the worst. I was like,
no.
Yeah,
the traffic in Montpelier has to be crazy.
Montpelier, oh, it's the capital. My goodness. Well, LA loves making a list. We love an award.
Depends on what list, but.
Well, let's bring it home to Hollywood for the Oscars. Good morning to you. Entertainment is sponsored by Yamava Resort and Casino. Today was Oscar nomination day, and some of the heavyweights got up early this morning to find out if they themselves got nominated for the 98th Annual Academy Awards. Well, it included the movies that are up for Best Picture. Take a look.
Begonia.
F1.
Frankenstein.
Hamnet.
Marty Supreme.
One Battle After Another.
The Secret Agent.
Sentimental Value.
Sinners.
And Train Dreams.
A great list. Sinners, though, led all films with 16 nominations, breaking the 14 nomination mark that was set by All About Eve, Titanic, and La La Land. Super exciting, but if you have a Best Picture, you have to have the actors to go along with it. So for Best Actor, we have Timothée Chalamet for Marty Supreme, Leonardo DiCaprio for One Battle After Another, Ethan Hawke for Blue Moon, Michael B. Jordan for Sinners, Wagner Moura for The Secret Agent. And now the ladies, Best Actress. Jessie Buckley for Hamnet, Rose Byrne, If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You, Kate Hudson, Song Sung Blue, Renate Reinsve for Sentimental Value, and Emma Stone for Begonia. Any of those on your list to watch?
Almost all of them.
Okay, great.
I just don't know how I'm going to do it.
Did you watch Sinners yet? Okay.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's the one I would start with.
It's a long one, right?
It's not that long.
It definitely, it moves, though.
It moves, yeah. It definitely, for sure. One battle's almost 3 hours.
Oh,
so
wow.
have an afternoon for that one. And, the Oscars are not done making history for this year. They added a new category, which was Best Casting, giving flowers to the casting directors behind these great films. So which ones made history by getting their first ever inaugural casting nomination? Take a look.
Casting. Hamnet. Marty Supreme. One Battle After Another. The Secret Agent. and Sinners.
I think it's between Sinners and One Battle After Another for that category. So we will just wait and see. The Oscars, March 15th.
Any big snubs at all?
Not one. A nomination for Wicked. Wicked for Good. A complete shutout for Wicked for Good. One I was upset about was Guillermo del Toro not getting nominated for Frankenstein, because I firmly believe if you have a Best Picture, you got to have the Best Director to go with it. The movie didn't make itself.
Right.
You know, I mean, it's one thing to not give the actors or actresses one, but the movie itself is because of the director.
But that happens from time to time.
And I'm always surprised when the Best Picture and the Best Director wins don't match up.
Yes.
Because how are they the Best Director but not the Best Picture and vice versa?
It's almost like they want to spread the award.
Interesting, though, that nothing for Wicked.
Nothing for Wicked, not costume. You know, when Avatar Fire and Ash gets costumes but not Wicked, I do scratch my head a little bit.
Yeah.
Chase Infinity, the breakout star for One Battle After Another. I was kind of bummed to not see her get nominated. I was also a fan of the new Knives Out, Wake Up Dead Man. That got shut out as well.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Yeah. And, I'm sorry, F1, the soundtrack was fire. And I think that one of those songs should have been nominated. But last hour, we asked you, what's your favorite part of award shows with our poll? And here are the results. Okay, the fashion, the fashion, the fashion. The red carpet winning with 48%. Go to foxla.com/show. Let's see what's in second place. Oh, the performances. Yeah, they have some great performances. The acceptance speech is a number 3 spot, and the opening monologue. Because you know who's hosting this year? Conan O'Brien.
Ooh, that'll be good.
Yeah.
I'm surprised people like acceptance speeches.
I know.
Actually.
Yeah.
Thanks, Amanda.
Thanks, Amanda. A Rams fan in Linwood producing some awesome headgear for Sunday's game.
Okay, I'm excited to see this. We're talking about bedazzled horns, Brooke?
Yes, no, it's so cool. You know, I was thinking, you know, I watched the game on Sunday, and there was a guy right up front, and he had this bear suit on, right? And it was like his head was coming out of the bear's mouth, and I was watching that, and I was like, listen, I want your team to lose, but I want one of those. I want something like that for the Rams. And then here you are with something like that for the Rams. Show us what you do.
So what I'm doing and creating is for women, since usually the guys are like standing out at the games. So I wanted to create something like unique, something that will make the outfit complete for a woman.
I love that. Yeah, and so you have these bedazzled Rams, basically. Can you put one on show everybody, because they're so cool. And this is just something you came up with. It's awesome.
Yeah, so I have to actually compete with my son and my husband. They always go like super gear up, and I feel like it was just my jersey, and I wasn't standing out. So I'm like, okay, I need to create something out of my head. So I saw the horns. I'm like, I'm very girly, so I want the makeup. I want something to stand out with the light, with the sun. So, and it kind of... Actually, I get a lot of conversation with girls when I go in the restroom. People want love it, and I make friends too. When I'm creating that.
And wait, even guys too, because one of the cheerleaders wanted that off of your head, right?
Yes. Actually, I did custom made one for him. Yes.
Awesome. Okay, and so you take orders, and the thing is, you're pretty jam-packed with orders, but you're willing to keep going. I heard that you have recruited the family. Like, they got to get to work. Your husband told me he's been in training.
Yes. He's in training. Yeah, he actually recorded me, and it went like viral on TikTok. So I'm like, you created this whole viral stuff, so now you have to help me with
get in the
orders. Yes.
Okay, let everybody know. We're going to throw it up on the screen for you. If you want to contact her, social media, that's the easiest way, right?
So for right now, yes, social media will be the best.
What's your page?
Senia _ makeup artist right now.
And this is TikTok and Instagram?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah, you can contact me there. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna get in the lab. I'm gonna make some with her actually. When
you already have, she already has 2 customers right here.
Yeah.
They're trying to DM her.
They're talking.
How much are they?
Okay, they want to know, you have 2 customers in studio. Perfect. They want to know how much things are.
So actually it starts from $150, depending on the stones. I always try to start with the glass stone, so it'll be more sparkly.
Okay.
We could do Swarovski, so it depends on what they want, the colors and the creation. I could always add something different to it.
That's a bit fancy, so it's up to you. So how much it costs is up to you.
It's a unique piece for everybody, so not everybody will be looking the same. I always try to talk to the customer to something that is different for them. So when you walk into the tailgate or to the game, it will be like the same product. It will be something different for everybody.
Oh, this is so good. And these, I know also this business means, this is heavy. It's heavy, but it's also lightweight. I don't know how to explain that, but this business means a lot too. And I know we're going to get into that later on this morning. I'm excited to talk about that. But you cannot get this anywhere else.
Of course.
She completely makes this. You know, she puts the horns on it for you. You know, this is, it's just really, really cool.
Yeah. So I'm creating this one for one client.
I like
the other one for another client. She didn't want no design. She just wants stones. And combine it just with the yellow and the blue.
We're going to check in with you. I know that you're going to be busy there making the stuff. I love that they're all unique.
I need it by this weekend. Okay, we'll talk in a minute. Coming up, anticipation building ahead, of course, of the game, right? Rams and Seahawks.
Right. Joining us after the break to discuss what is at stake, our friend Fox's Kurt Menefee. First, let's get a check of traffic.
Go Rams, that's all I've got to say. Good Daily Traffic is sponsored by the offices of Jacob M. Ronnie and call jacob.com. We do have this crash, so we're going to revisit this incident. LA County Fire on scene and tow trucks en route northbound side of the 110 at Sepulveda Boulevard. Two vehicles collided there, taking away 2 lanes of traffic. And yes, we've been talking about the rain, and it continues to come down pretty nicely across areas of Eagle Rock through Glendale. So just a heads up, if this is part of your route, give yourself a lot of extra time. Those slick roadways can be a little difficult to get through. A drier roadway here, but some patch fog, both directions of 22 at Beach Boulevard through Westminster, cruising along. Here's a look at some other traffic hotspots.
I looked up and just ran. Maybe we need to seek somebody who does have the expertise to be able to guide us through the process.
If you're getting to an accident,
you're in good hands by dealing with Jacob and Ron.
Call Jacob.
to you. I'm meteorologist Maria Quaban. Good Day LA weather is sponsored by the law offices of Larry H. Parker. Excited about this. We've got the clouds, also some light showers falling out there, depending on where you are this morning. That forecast for some scattered showers will continue today into tomorrow as this area of low pressure continues to move to our south and eventually south and east of us. It's a weak system. It's not very strong or dynamic, so we've got some light to moderate rainfall occasionally. And as far as rain totals go, not a whole lot of accumulation through Friday or even early Saturday. About 1/4 of an inch or less for most areas. Maybe a little bit more as you get into Corona. Some heavier downpours could be in this area. Certainly possible. 4/10 of an inch in Ontario. We might even get some mountain snow early tomorrow morning as that snow level expected to drop to around 6,500 to 7,000 feet. So maybe our local San Bernardino County mountains or out towards Wrightwood or Mountain High might get maybe 1 to 2, even 3 inches of snow possible by late tomorrow. 64 degrees along our coastline today and then drying out for the weekend into the better part of next week. Downtown LA 66 degrees today. So really dipping below average now. That scattered showers will be in the forecast through tomorrow and then maybe 10% early Saturday morning. Otherwise, it will be a nice weekend. 68 for the valleys and the Inland Empire. We've got those showers in there and then we'll be back to the 70s or low 70s by next week. The mountains 50 degrees in Big Bear, eventually cooling off to around 44 on Sunday. The high desert 61 with some clouds and just a 10% chance for some showers through tomorrow. Similar conditions for the low desert areas in the Coachella Valley. Just 72 today, cooling to around 69 by Sunday. Back to you.
All right, Maria, thank you. Big weekend. It's win or go home for the Rams. LA heads to Seattle for the NFC Championship. The winner punches their ticket to the Super Bowl. Here to talk all about it, NFL on Fox's Kurt Menefee. Good to see you, my friend.
Always good to see you, Bob. How are you?
Great, great. So I'll be better if the Rams win. So here in LA, everyone's on the edge of their seats, of course, for the NFC Championship game. So set this up for us. You've got one of the best offenses in the league against one of the best defenses. So they're really going to be battling out up there in Seattle.
Yeah, statistically, you've got the #1 offense in the league, the highest scoring team in the Rams, against the defense that's given up the fewest points in the Seattle Seahawks. This game is on the road. Obviously, if you follow football, you know they're in the same division, so they played each other twice during the regular season. They split those 2 games. The Rams won the first game by 2 points, lost the second game by 1 point after blowing a 16-point lead in the fourth quarter. So I think these two teams know each other rather well. Again, statistically, I think they were separated by 1 point and 5 yards in their 2 matchups. So they're pretty evenly matched up going into this playoff game.
Yeah, so all eyes, of course, is going to be on Matthew Stafford, right? Proven quarterback. You know, a lot of people think he might take the MVP this year. And if he wins this one, obviously, that's going to give him more cred.
Yeah, well, the MVP is a regular season award is the one thing. But if he wins this one, this will be his 2nd Super Bowl. And I think that most people believe that he's a Hall of Fame candidate, that he will go in the Hall of Fame someday. But if he wins a 2nd Super Bowl, I think that will solidify that. You know, and it would be a hell of a year. He's never won an MVP award before. He's never even gotten an MVP vote before. He's definitely going to do that. He'll probably win it and think he could cap it off with a Super Bowl and maybe a Super Bowl MVP. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. The question then becomes, okay, how much longer are you going to play? But I think we just take one day at a time, let them get through this game first, which is a tough one on the road playing this team for the 3rd time. But their head coach, Sean McVay, he's had to be in this situation twice where he's faced an NFC West team in the playoffs, and he's won both times, including the year they won the Super Bowl.
So you've made it clear this is going to be an incredible game. So tell us, what's your pick? Be careful.
Well, I know. Be careful because I just want to say I think it's going to be a fantastic game. And I really do. I think these are the 2 best teams. I will say I believe that whoever wins this game is winning the Super Bowl. They will beat the AFC team. Wow. And I take it to be a close game that goes down to the last 2 minutes. How about that? Is that good enough?
All right. Yeah, we'll be watching, and I'll check in with you after the game and see if you were right. Only have a minute left here, Kurt. Let's really quickly talk about the AFC. You've got the Broncos and New England. The quarterback situation might be an issue in this game.
Yeah, you look at Denver, you know, they were the #1 seed, the best team, with the team with the best record in the AFC. They are playing at home, hosting New England, but on the next to last play in the previous game, they lost their quarterback to a broken ankle. So he's done for the year. Jarrett Stidham, who has not taken a snap all season long, is going to be their starting quarterback playing for the right to go to the Super Bowl against New England. And you talk about MVP candidates. Drake May is the second-year quarterback for the Patriots, probably the guy who's in there with Matthew Stafford to be the league MVP. So that should be a pretty good game as well. But Denver's playing a little bit shorthanded, and I think New England is favored on the road.
Okay. Drake May is looking good. As are you, Kurt. Great to see you. And we're going to see you.
Good to see you
on Sunday, right? Of course, for the big game. Championship Sunday. Kurt, thank you very much. You can see the Rams and the Seahawks right here on Fox 11 this Sunday. As Kurt said, we're on at 2:30 with our pregame show. And then again, after the game with Sports Wrap, that kickoff is at 3:30. All right, 8:55 your time. Time to check in with Sandra with what's coming up over the next 2 hours of Good Day LA. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you. So one social media creator's idea gets picked up by a big company. How their jingle was featured in a real commercial. Plus, the suspect is let off the hook for stealing $100 million worth of jewelry. How is this possible? We'll explain.
Good morning and welcome to 9 a.m. on this Thursday morning. I'm Roxy Carpadian.
And I'm Sandra Enda. Thanks for joining us. Let's take a look at today's headlines.
An innocent driver killed after a high-speed police chase ends in a violent crash. What led up to the deadly incident?
Plus, President Trump says there's a framework deal in place for Greenland, but what does that mean exactly? What we know at this hour.
And lights, camera, nominations. This morning we find out who was nominated for an Oscar and who wasn't. We'll share those surprises and even the new category taking the industry by storm. Did I say storm? Speaking of, Maria, what's it looking like?
Oh, Amanda, you're always just a tickle. You're a tickle to me. Yes, we are talking about this storm system right here. It's not a very strong one, but it's definitely bringing us some showers scattered right now. And if you are out there in parts of Long Beach, you're getting some of that light to moderate rain. We're going to zoom in a little bit here in parts of, let's see, Downey. You're getting a little bit of a little downpour right now. Pico Rivera, some light showers. This line of rain extending up into parts of the 710, the 134, all the way in Pasadena, where there's a little bit of a heavy downpour right now. This is going to be the pattern for the rest of today. Just scattered showers, occasionally more moderate to heavy, but really quick moving. 57 in Burbank right now. Same for downtown LA. 56 out towards Ontario. 36 in Big Bear to 58 in Palm Springs. Highs will range anywhere from 72 in Palm Springs with that 20% chance for showers. Rain up into the mountains today, and then eventually some high elevation snow above 7,000 feet by tomorrow morning. We've got shower chances from the coast all the way to the valleys and the Inland Empire, with temperatures staying in the 60s. The rest of my forecast coming up just a bit.
Thank you, Maria. We are monitoring the developing story out of the Inland Empire where a Chino police officer shot and killed someone. Police say this happened during a traffic stop last night on Central Avenue and Riverside Drive. An officer says they asked the passenger inside to get out of that car, and that's when a struggle began. Police say the man pulled out a gun, fired at the officer. Officers say they then shot back, hit that suspect, who was later pronounced dead. Unclear whether any law enforcement was struck by gunfire, but one officer has been treated and released from the hospital. Police did not say why they originally stopped the car. An investigation will be conducted to see whether the officer's actions followed the law.
A man with a gun barricaded in a car has been arrested after an hours-long standoff with police in North Hills this morning. Police walked the suspect away in handcuffs just before 7 o'clock this morning to end a 3.5-hour-long standoff. Officers first came across the man illegally parked in a Honda Civic at the corner of Havenhurst Avenue and Schoenborn Street at around 3:15 this morning. Officers then noticed a gun on the passenger seat of the car. Police say the man turned out to be a felon with a long criminal record, and he refused to get out of the car, triggering the long standoff.
All right, now to this developing story. Pursuit ended in a deadly crash, claiming the life of an innocent person and injuring another.
Mario Ramirez live in Placentia with the very latest. Mario.
Sandra, Roxy, a witness says that driver who was being pursued by police ran a red light, was speeding through this intersection, and also took out a light pole here at Madison and Bradford. That's why you see these city contractors out here making repairs. An innocent motorist killed. Take a look. This all unfolded just before 8 o'clock last night in this residential area. Debris from the wreckage scattered across the intersection. Anaheim police say their officers were pursuing the driver when the chase ended in a violent collision here in Placentia. It involved two other sedans completely unrelated to this high-speed chase until the impact. One person was killed. A second motorist was taken to the hospital, transported from the scene, and the suspect behind the wheel of a Jeep Wrangler was taken into custody. Now, Anaheim police haven't confirmed what led up to the pursuit or how long it lasted before that deadly collision. This crash marks yet another example of how dangerous high-speed pursuits can be, and also highlights the difficult balance law enforcement faces between apprehending suspects and protecting the public. Now, I just checked with the Orange County Medical Examiner's Office. The innocent driver who was killed here, well, their name has yet to be released pending family notification. For now, that's the latest in Placentia. I'm Mario Ramirez. Sandra, Roxia, back to you.
All right, Mario, thank you. An Encino athletics field parking lot may be deemed unsafe because of a big fire in an underground storm drain that's still burning this morning.
Let's go to Gigi right now with an update on the situation. Gigi.
And that's going to be a huge issue, especially for the softball league that just kicked off for girls ages 4 to 17 years old. Let me show you the scene here. LA City firefighters working on their robot. They actually just sent it in a short while ago. That is their RS3 robot. It is absolutely amazing. It's their remote suppression robot. They launched it back in 2020, and they use it to spray both water and foam, 2,500 gallons per minute. They're changing the turret right now. It is a very challenging conditions underneath that tunnel that runs underneath the parking lot. And if you're smelling something in the air that smells really bad, I'm going to tell you what that is coming up. But let me show you the scene here at 5:40 this morning. Skyfox above the fire when it broke out here. Now we're on Oxnard. This is between the park and White Oak on the corner of Oxnard and Lasagne. And when firefighters arrived, this fire was absolutely raging underneath there. Very challenging conditions because firefighters couldn't see what was underneath the tunnel that runs right under the parking lot of the baseball fields. And that parking lot is going to have to be evaluated now because firefighters say they believe the structural integrity of it could be compromised. So no cars are being allowed on it. And they're trying to keep people off of it too. Now, as for that smell, I was going to say heads up to folks in Encino, Sherman Oaks, and Van Nuys, but I'm getting reports as far away as Tarzana and Calabasas that they're smelling what smells like petroleum in the air, a very bad smell. That's actually creosote, according to firefighters, who tell me it is an oil that is used as a wood preservative. The wooden beams that are used to support the parking lot are actually coated in that oil, and that is what you're smelling. A lot of folks asking online on social media, what is that bad smell? Now, the fire is primarily out right now. There are a lot of hot spots in, so they're going to be sending the robot back in once again. And that is the latest here in Encino. I'll send it back to you.
Okay, Gigi, appreciate the update. Thank you so much. A Glendale firefighter in jail this morning for allegedly murdering his wife in their North Hollywood home. Police say 45-year-old Andrew Jimenez was arrested after his wife was found bludgeoned to death in their home on Satsuma Avenue near Burbank Boulevard yesterday. Police say that Jimenez had gone to police station to request a welfare check on his wife, 55-year-old Myra Jimenez, saying he wasn't able to contact her. Police then found the body of the third-grade teacher. The New York Post reported that Jimenez had just found out that his wife was allegedly having an affair after he read her diary.
President Trump says he's worked out the framework for a deal on Greenland. It's been the hottest topic at the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland, where other leaders have been very vocal, countering Trump's ambitions. Any potential deal is expected to allow for more access for additional U.S. military facilities in Greenland, but stopping well short, it seems, of a U.S. takeover.
That issue did not come up anymore in my conversations tonight with the president. We very much focused on what do we need to do to make sure that that huge Arctic region, where change is taking place at the moment, where the Chinese and Russians are more and more active, how we can protect it.
As we wait to learn out more about this emerging deal, President Trump was asked about how long it would last. Infinite, he said. Meantime, California Governor Gavin Newsom tells the world's top CEOs and leaders what he thinks about President Donald Trump.
The governor was interviewed at the World Economic Forum in Switzerland, and this morning he's saying the Trump administration had Newsom's speech canceled.
They made sure it was canceled. And that's what's happening in the United States of America. Freedom of expression, freedom of assembly, freedom of speech. It's America in reverse. So is it surprising the Trump administration didn't like my commentary and wanted to make sure that I was not allowed to speak? No. It's consistent with this administration and their authoritarian tendencies.
The governor went on to say the Trump administration's reckless foreign policy is destroying 80 years of alliances that took decades to build. He says the world needs to understand the Trump administration is, quote, weakness masquerading as strength, adding it's failing on many levels.
Everything you heard yesterday was BS. And it's impacted by these policies of tariffs that are impacting ranchers and farmers and small business folks. A major tax that they celebrate, collecting, which is ironic from the Republican Party. And the third leg of the stool is a massive tax cut away from the wealthy and the privileged, taxing now the burden on small businesses and working folks.
Governor Newsome went on to say Trump is historically unpopular in the U.S. and that he's, quote, underwater in every category.
Here locally, a potentially catastrophic winter storm now threatens more than 35 states. Arctic temperatures could create power outages and paralyze travel for days. In the Atlanta region, some stores are working as hard as possible to make sure customers have access to the items they're looking for. The storm will arrive this weekend. The states of South Carolina and North Carolina have declared states of emergencies in preparation for this winter storm. Travelers with flights bound for those states between Friday through Sunday may be eligible for refunds or waived change fees if their flight is canceled or delayed due to this winter storm.
9:09. In the meantime, Texas Senator Ted Cruz is seen leaving his state, setting off a firestorm on social media. Political strategist Shea Jordan Smith posted a photo on social media. Here is the photo showing the Republican senator getting on a plane from Texas to Laguna Beach right here in Southern California, sunny California, obviously. Again, parts of Texas bracing for a significant winter storm this weekend, and people online were quick to bring up 5 years ago when Cruz flew to a luxury resort in Cancun as Texas was being hit by a deadly winter storm, and that shut down the state's power grid and caused serious damage to property. A spokesperson for the senator did release a statement saying, quote, Senator Cruz is currently on pre-planned work travel that was scheduled weeks in advance. He will be back in Texas before the storm is projected to hit.
Happening today, 3 of the candidates running for governor of California will face off in a debate. Former Secretary of Health and Human Services Javier Becerra, former LA Mayor Antonio Villaraigosa, and former California State Controller Betty Yee will participate in this. At 12:15, the candidates will tackle immigration, the economy, and democracy at the LA Trade Technical College, and it will stream on Univision 34 platforms and re-air January 25th on KMEX. The forum is part of the United We Stand Summit.
Fox 11 is also co-hosting a separate gubernatorial debate. We're teaming up with our Bay Area sister station, KTVU, and the Black Action Alliance to host the race for California governor, scheduled for Tuesday, February 3rd in San Francisco. You can watch it on Fox 11 from 5:30 to 8 or stream it on the Fox Local app. And Marla Tellez will serve as one of the 3 moderators.
And of course, we want to hear from you. Scan the QR code to submit a question for the candidates. For more information online, go to foxla.com.
All right, coming up, big day for the entertainment industry.
The Oscar nominations are out, and Amanda's giving us the highlights after the break. But first, a check of traffic.
And Good Day LA Traffic is brought to you by DTLA Law Group Accident and Injury Attorneys. You do have a crash that I want to tell you about. We're going to zoom in here. Not sure if it's weather related. It's not raining there now, but we definitely have some slick roads. This is an accident on that 5 freeway southbound. This is the slow lane that was blocked at this accident just after the Roscoe Boulevard exit. So you want to avoid that area. There's quite a bit of a backup here all the way to the 170. Here's one of our live traffic cameras showing you this wet freeway. Oh, it's raining here. This is the East 210 freeway at Lake Avenue, and you can see that the freeways are on the damp side. Be careful, okay? Slow it down with the wet roads. Westbound 10 between the 5 to the 45 going to Santa Monica, 46 minutes. Not too bad. The northbound 110 between the 45 to the 10, 37 minutes. Westbound 60 between the 57 to the 5, 45 minutes there. Here's a look at some of the other traffic hotspots.
This broadcast is locally sponsored by DTLA Law Group, Auto Accident and Injury Attorneys. Have an injury? Text Injury Help to 40222 or visit us online at calldowntown.com. Message and data rates and usage may apply.
And welcome back to you. I'm meteorologist Maria Quaban. Good Day LA Weather is sponsored by Pechanga Resort Casinos. So we've got the rain in the forecast today. Excited about that. It's been more than a couple weeks since we've seen rain, and we're seeing those scattered showers. As you can see, it's not quite as widespread as the storms we had earlier this month, but you can see a line of rain right now from Long Beach, the South Bay, on up into parts of LA County, and all the way up even into parts of the high desert areas. So just be extra careful getting on the road. A lot of the roads and the freeways are now getting a little bit wet because of this area of low pressure. It's not very dynamic. It's not a very strong storm, but it will, however, bring up that moisture from the southwest. That'll keep the snow level kind of high at first, and then eventually it'll drop to around 7,000 or 6,500 feet. So we could get maybe 1 to 2, 3 inches of snow in our local resorts, which would be nice. High pressure behind it will build just in time for the weekend, and it will give us the dry, mild weekend. So whatever you have plans, it'll be probably in the upper 60s, and then eventually we'll warm up to the 70s as we get into next week. But here's the rain chance for Tustin. We're at 24, 25% at this hour, getting up to nearly 50% at 10 a.m. And then it's the on-again, off-again showers, greater chances as we get to the afternoon, and then kind of panning out a little bit as we get to later this evening. So that's going to be the pattern as we get into the rest of today into tomorrow. The 70 forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Back to you.
Thank you, Maria. Ladies, it's my Super Bowl today. Kind of. I mean, it's the nominations, right?
Yes.
And it's super exciting if you are a movie fan. Even, you know, it's exciting for our industry, our town. So many great people in our city worked on these movies that got nominated for an Oscar, and I'm going to give you the rundown. But first, entertainment is sponsored by Yamava Resort and Casino. So obviously, the movie that rhymes with winners, Sinners, leading all films with 16 nominations. But, you know, we've talked about Best Actor, Best Actress, Best Film, even the new category. After 25 years, we're getting a new category with Best Casting. But let's not forget, I got my two mamas right here, and I want to give you guys a moment to reflect on the nominated films for Best Animated Movie.
Arco. Elio. K-pop Demon Hunters. Little Amelie, or the Character of Rain. And Zootopia 2.
Oh, gosh, that's a tough one.
Yeah, so I know you've seen a couple of those on that list. If you had, now you got 2 Disney movies on that list.
Yeah.
With Pixar, would you go with Elio or would you go with Zootopia 2?
Zootopia 2.
Right, out of those two.
Out of those two.
Right, but then there's K-pop Demon Hunters.
Yeah. K-pop Demon Hunters. Okay, so now ladies, now that you've seen actually 3 on that list, what do you think is going to win?
Well, if you let the kids decide. Gosh,
is it the year for K-pop Demon Hunters?
It might be, because adults got into it too.
Well,
so hard.
Speaking of K-pop Demon Hunters, let's also give credit to the music of the movies we love so much.
Okay, well, this is a done deal.
Dear Me from Diane Warren, Relentless. Golden from K-pop Demon Hunters. I Lied to You from Sinners. Sweet Dreams of Joy from Viva Verity. And Train Dreams from Train Dreams.
Golden.
Well, it's funny you say that because I made a prediction on what my ladies think would win for Best Original Song. Take it away, girls. Was I right?
Yes.
I made a prediction. I told our producer Stormy, I said, if I know my girls, my golden girls, they're going to say golden all the way. And you know, Araxia, I will always continue to give you credit for this.
For introducing us to the song.
It was summer of 2025 where you sat on this very desk with your very tablet and played it for us on YouTube. You played it for us. So we've seen, but you know what? I want to say that we have been champions of the K-pop Demon Hunters from the jump. And I think they're getting their golden moment, and I think they are I think they're the favorite to take home.
Oh my gosh, if they didn't win, it would be just craziness.
Yeah.
Truly.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, you know, when a team doesn't win the Super Bowl and people hang on the light poles and like the cars and everything.
That might happen.
Let's not vandalize anything.
No,
right?
no. Could you imagine? Best original song, they didn't win. And then we would take it away. But congratulations to those girls that we've interviewed them. You know, the cast has come in studio. It is the year of the K-pop Demon Hunter.
Yep.
Yeah, let's
agreed.
see what happens. All right. Coming up, a woman creates a commercial jingle in her free time and decides to post it on the internet.
Wait until you hear how one company responded and delivered with a real commercial.
Oh, look, let's see what's going on out here. This is a live look outside. This camera view sponsored by Ontario International Airport. And you can tell that there's definitely a storm nearby, right? We've got the cloud cover. It's not quite raining there. However, we do have scattered showers in the forecast. If you're headed to Denver, lots of sunshine today, but a cool 40 degrees for that high temperature. Houston, clouds 71. Atlanta, 51 with that chance for showers. Chicago, Midway, 25, partly cloudy skies. New York, JFK International, 45 with cloudy skies as well. Back to you.
Oh, Maria, you have that $1 million smile, but maybe we should up it to $2 million. Here's a reminder for you ladies. Your digital footprint is a lot larger than you think. One woman posted a jingle idea for Dr. Pepper to use. Listen.
I have a theme song for Dr. Pepper, and it goes like this. Dr. Pepper, baby, is good and nice. Doo-doo-doo.
It's catchy.
So good.
So catchy that the video racked up 52 million views in less than a month. And yes, it did get Dr. Pepper's attention, the company commenting, hold on, you might be onto something. So one thing led to another. And yeah, it is good and nice because Dr. Pepper is actually using the jingle.
Dr. Pepper, baby, is good and nice. Doo-doo-doo. Dr. Pepper, baby, is good and nice. Dr. Pepper, baby.
Oh my God.
So good.
The commercial
commercial aired on Monday evening during the 2026 College Football Playoff National Championship game.
Wow.
It was a big game. The brand credited the creator, as you can see in the corner there on the left, Romeo's Show. Reports say she struck a $2 million deal with Dr. Pepper. And you gotta admit, the song is pretty catchy. She even did one for Vita Coco. I played it for you. Vita Coco, you'll go loco, because it's so dang delicioso.
That's good.
So her voice is so good, too.
She's got a great voice.
Smooth.
So now on TikTok, everyone hearing that she, again, allegedly got paid $2 million for this is holding up Sprite cans saying like, Sprite, it's so right, you know, or coffee. They're holding up any other beverage that they can.
They're creating their own jingles.
Yeah. I would love for her to make a Good Day LA jingle. I just don't know if we have the
I don't think we can afford her anymore.
Yeah, but you know, this is very inspiring, and I'm very happy for her because people's lives really are changing on an app. And she was just on her bed saying, you know, Doc, I don't even know if I can sing it because now it's a $2 million baby.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, singing about Dr. Pepper, and now her life is forever changed.
So think about that every time you're about to post something.
I know. Well, I called Soup and Fresh Dupe Plantation, like soup plantation, but it's dupe plantation if they want to trademark it. No?
Gotta work on that one. No, we'll be right back. All right. You have so much. Good morning. Welcome to your Thursday, 9:31. I'm Roxy Carpadian.
And I'm Sandra Endo. Let's take a look at the headlines. A shooting occurs during an immigration enforcement operation in South LA. What we know about the incident and what a leaked memo says about ICE operations going forward.
Plus, Los Angeles is about to get more than 400 new police officers, what Mayor Bass is saying in light of budget concerns.
And the National Association of Music Merchants is celebrating 125 years with a trade show full of music, sound, and event technology. Coco's giving us a look, but first a check on weather.
And we do have some light showers out there right now. Downtown LA, 59 degrees. We've got a light wind coming out of the east, but we're basically seeing this flow coming out of the west and southwest, all pulling up from the subtropics. So it's not very, very cold. Snow levels will stay quite high today and then maybe drop a little bit tomorrow morning. But the bottom line is we're going to see some of those scattered showers throughout today. So you may get caught in some of those on again, off again shower activity as we get through tomorrow. 69 degrees was the temperature yesterday. So we have had basically almost 2 weeks in a row, day after day after day of dry and warm conditions, and finally breaking that trend today with the rain chance. We had some rain the first 4 days of the month and then nothing. So it'll be nice to get a little bit more rain. 66 degrees is what we're expecting today for downtown. That's below the average of 68, and that sun will set at 5:14 later this evening. Highs will not be too high today. You'll need that sweatshirt. 63 in Ontario. That's it. Same for Santa Monica, Huntington Beach. Big Bear will get up to around 50. 72 in Palm Springs. Back to you.
An investigation is underway into a shooting by federal agents during an immigration enforcement raid. We brought you this story yesterday morning as breaking news in Willowbrook. The Department of Homeland Security says agents were chasing William Eduardo Moran Carballo when they say he got into his car and rammed into them. That's when DHS says an officer shot at him. He was not hit, but one law enforcement officer was injured in all of this. Neighbors say Carballo is a familiar face in the neighborhood, while activists denounced what they say is an increase in use of force by ICE.
The neighbor, I don't really talk to him. My kids play with his kids. That's all I know.
So he lives here?
He lives here.
It's frightening. It's frightening because these are our community members that are probably just getting up to go to work, and if they're apprehended and they resist, I mean, are we all going to get shot?
The Department of Homeland Security says the suspect was wanted for a human smuggling operation and had 2 prior arrests. DHS did not say how the agent was hurt or what the agent's current condition is.
When it comes to warrants, ICE is apparently telling agents that they can use force to enter a home without a judge's approval. This is according to an internal memo which was obtained by the Associated Press, part of the whistleblower complaint. The memo says agents can enter homes with only administrative warrants to arrest someone with a final order of removal. Administrative warrants are not signed by a judge.
It's something whereby immigration officers look and, based off of their own internal records, have determined that an individual may not be a United States citizen or lawfully in the United States.
Immigration advocates say it violates the 4th Amendment and goes against longstanding advice given to immigrant communities. That advice would be, in the past, do not open doors to immigration agents unless a warrant is signed by a judge and it's shown.
And new this morning, Vice President J.D. Vance will soon be on his way to Minneapolis. He's scheduled to lead a roundtable with local leaders later today. The White House says his visit will focus on, quote, restoring law and order. This comes as Attorney General Pam Bondi announces authorities have arrested a woman who led an anti-ICE protest at a Minnesota church. The Trump administration says Vance will be discussing hostility against ICE agents and that have been met there, actually, in Minnesota.
Developing this morning, a jury reached a verdict in the trial of former Uvalde school police officer Adrian Gonzalez, charged in connection to the 2022 Robb Elementary School shooting.
The state of Texas versus Adrian Gonzalez. In each of the 29 counts, we, the jury, find the defendant Adrian Gonzalez not guilty.
After 9 days of testimony, Gonzalez was found not guilty on all 29 counts of abandoning or endangering a child. Prosecutors argued he failed to follow active shooter training despite putting students' lives at risk, while the defense